Hey, this is Ryan with Yushu, and today I'm going to be doing my long-term break-in update of my Blackbird Luchador boots in the black waxy pull-up leather. In this video, what I'll do is I'll go over how it's been going with this boot. I've had a lot of questions about how the leather is holding up, if there's any loose grain, and if it's comfortable, so I'll answer those questions. And also, we are going to condition and polish these to see if we can make these more of a dress boot while talking about men's fashion and especially men's footwear. A lot of different opinions about men's footwear and what is formal and what's informal, what's casual. And I want to talk about that. I want to talk about my experience, and I want to get these things looking like something that could be worn with a suit. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the video, and let's get started. So the first thing we'll do before we do kind of a once over the boots, I want to talk about the sole. So the sole has been really good. It's been wearing really nicely. It's a very nice sole. If I have any complaints about the sole, it's how thin it is. I think the Day 9 sole, which this is modeled after, is probably a thicker sole, but it's a comfortable sole. You can really see that it hasn't really worn that much. It's not soft and squishy. It really surprised me. I talked about this in my initial review. The photos of this sole online, it looked cheap. And sometimes stuff just looks cheap online, but when you get it, you touch it, you feel it, you can see that it is really good quality. And that's what I think about this. It seems like a really decent quality sole. The stitching, of course, is amazing. It's a channeled stitch, so it's been holding up awesome. And the boot has been really, holding up really well. I'll say that the heel strike is pretty good too. So everything is holding up great. It's just a little thin. I mean, is this a little thin to you? I mean, it's a little thin to me. I love having the leather heel stack, but that just seems a little bit thin. That will wear out. I don't need to resole it, but that's just something to think about with this boot. It's been awesome. It's not gonna wear out quick. I'm not saying that like, oh, it's gonna wear out in a minute and you're gonna be redoing it. No, this is going to last a while. All in all, pretty good. Then you go up from there. Everything else is looking great. I mean, no loose stitches. There's the double row stitch down construction, looks nice. I mean, I've hit it a couple times. I've nicked the leather. I've beaten it up a little bit. So that is one thing. I mean, but it's holding up great. One crucial point about this boot, if I'm going to talk about a serious problem, is going to be one that Ashwin from Wealth Wear brought up, and it has a little butt crack. You see that? My boot has a little butt crack. I talked to Blackbird about this. After I reviewed the video, or after I reviewed the boot, they kind of reached out to ask me what I thought about it, and that was the one thing. That's part of the lasting process. Hopefully it will kind of smooth out over time, but I didn't think about it at all at first, but now I'm super self-conscious about the butt crack. No, I'm just kidding. It looks fine. No one else notices it. In the video, you can see it, but you can see how when you're wearing the boot, you don't even notice it. People aren't going to notice it. At least that's what I'm telling myself. It's not a big deal. The biggest thing with this boot is going to be this black waxy pull-up leather. It feels a lot like a Chrome Excel leather, and we all know the infamous Chrome Excel lottery is such a big deal, right? So what has the grain been like on this boot? And you can see there is a little bit of loose grain. There's loose grain here. This is kind of a common part of a boot because it's flexing so much. So you see loose grain there. Both toes of the boots have no loose grain, so that's been good. And that's really what people see over the vamp. That hasn't had loose grain, but definitely in the quarters. If this were a Chrome Excel boot or any type of combination tan boot, that's going to happen sometimes. For the price, I'm not really bothered by what you're getting with this boot. I mean, it doesn't say it's going to be a fine cast. Oh, I've got my robe on, so that was a little bit embarrassing. Yes, it's Sunday night. I'm watching football. You might be able to see my iPad over here. I've got a drink, and we're just having a good time, making a video, finishing some shoes, enjoying life. Okay, so that's been the thing. There's a little bit of loose grain. I do want to buy one of their premium boots. Their premium boots have like nicer leathers. They have Chrome XLs, different CS Stead leathers even, and then they usually have like a name brand sole. So let me know. Go online, check out Blackbird. Let me get your opinion on what premium boot I should buy from them, because I do want to see if we're going to have that same issue there. For the $174 that this boot is, and for what you get with it, with that veg tan insole, veg tan midsole, double row stitch down, veg tan heel stack, veg tan heel counter, a gusseted tongue. I mean, it's such a steal of a deal. You have to look, you have to overlook some of these minor problems with the leather, but when you upgrade to their nicer leathers, I want to see, how nice the clicking is, because this is just an Indian tan leather. I don't know if it's special at all or what the deal is with it. The liner leather's fine, so it's all good, but I want to see what you can get with the nicer leather. So check that out. Let me know if there's a boot that you're looking at, and if there's a boot that multiple viewers are looking at, that will be the boot that I get for my next Blackbird boot. But all in all, super comfortable. These boots usually aren't that comfortable because you have that veg tan insole and the veg tan midsole that kind of sit right on top of each other because of the stitch down. There is no cork layer, but they have like a nice little, foam insole with a thin glove-lined leather insole too, and that makes it a little bit more cushy. And it's just a very cushy boot. And then this waxy pull-up leather is cushy, kind of like Chrome Excel, just being so nice and cushy. How many times can I say cushy in 30 seconds? Let's see. Okay, but yeah, really good. I like it. I like the boot. It's a great company, made in India. When you think about just the handwork that goes into this boot, it's an amazing value. One of the best values you can get if you're into handwork, if you're into just super high quality construction. Now, this isn't the highest finished boot. This boot doesn't pretend to be. You have rough edges. This tongue almost belongs on like a job site. It's just a gusseted tongue that's, pretty rough, but the boot doesn't claim to be the most finished boot. They have horse rump. They have other boots on their website that are way more finished, so that's something you may want to check out. But now what I'm going to do, because I'm going to see if I can get these looking like nice dress boots and talk about the kind of men's style with these type of dress boots or these type of shoes, and what some people consider a dress boot and what some people consider more of a casual boot, because in 2024 coming into 2025 there's just a lot of opinions about that. So let's talk about it. So this boot I'm not going to do anything to. This is going to be the control boot. We'll keep it right here as proof that I'm not doing anything to it. This boot, I have removed the laces and I've just brushed it, and just brushing it brings a little bit of sheen to the boots. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add some Saphir Renovateur, and that's going to just condition the boot. And Saphir is going to give it more of a luster, kind of off the bat. It's going to give it more of a luster than it has now. So we'll kind of see how we feel about that, and we'll move on to the next step. So I'm going to try to film and talk, and if you know this YouTube channel, you know that's difficult for me to do, but we're going to try to do it. And I'm going to start with the toe and just condition the boot. And I don't mind getting this everywhere. I'm going to get it wherever it needs to go. If it gets on the midsole, that's fine too. There's already a dramatic change, but of course that's going to dry fairly quickly. But I want to talk a little bit while we're doing this about dress shoes and the state of formal wear right now, at least in the United States. Now, I don't know, and I imagine in my mind, if I romanticize that in Italy and France, there's still a lot of people wearing high-end dress clothes. But the state in the United States is, I attend a lot of functions that require dressy shoes, in my opinion. And that's just my opinion. And what I'm seeing a lot now is a lot of Sketcher type shoes, a lot of white-soled cushy shoes, and that's been super popular. To the point where, can go to a meeting where there's a lot of people who even who are farther along in the company that I am, and they're going to be wearing shoes that looks like they got right out of Kohl's or right out of a department store. And that's fine. There's no harm with that. But it's just interesting because it seems like, this is a post-pandemic thing where people aren't dressing as nice, and what is considered business casual has just gone down quite a bit. And so I would never consider these boots as business casuals before, because you have the eyelets. I mean, I would think you'd need blind eyelets for business casual, no speed hooks. You would need this to be an Oxford style boot. You would need the edge dressing to match the boot. I mean, there used to be all these rules, and there are people online that still kind of live by those rules, and that's great. I kind of live by those rules too, but I'm deviating now because I wear this with a black suit, which pre-pandemic I thought was a no-go, but I wear this with a black suit, and it's the most dressiest boot or shoe in a boardroom or in a meeting room. So it's just different now. So what do you guys think? Do you think this is good, that more casual stuff is better, or do you think we should try to get back to the better dressier style of shoes? Now, I think there was a lot of unhealthy gatekeeping with the old style. You had to have all these right things in order to be a dress boot. I don't think that's good, but I do think you want to look your best. And there's a way to kind of look your best, and one of those ways is by your shoes. I can see it's affected me. I wouldn't wear this boot with the suit pre-pandemic. Now I'll wear it with the suit, and I actually think it looks pretty good. If, and the suit's got to fit a certain way. It can't be a slim fit suit because then it will just stop at the top. But, styles are changing, and that's the way it is. Please comment your opinions on this, if this is a big deal or if it's not a big deal, or what you think. Like, what do you think is a dress boot? You probably have an opinion because you clicked on this video, so please let me know. Now we're gonna let this dry. I'll hit it with a brush, and we'll come back to that. Just brushed them. The conditioner brought out a little bit of sheen, not that much. Now, I didn't show you brushing yet because it's kind of awkward to do it on camera. I'll end up just knocking over my phone, which I'm using to record, so that's just the way it is. So it did help, did bring out a little bit of sheen. You can tell. Can you tell? I mean, hopefully my camera's good enough to tell that. It's even brought out a little bit of color too, darkened the black, which is nice. Makes it look a little bit better. And I'm gonna take it to the next level by using some black shoe cream. Now this is just inexpensive shoe cream. Where is the label? I guess it's over here. And that's just because these aren't like super fancy, nice high-end calfskin, dress shoes. I just want to see if I can get some color out of it. So we're going to see what I can do. And I will use a little brush for that because I don't want to get this black anywhere. Get it all over my hands. It's going to get on my hand just from handling the boot. We're going to try and help it a little bit. So I'm going to be careful because I do like this white stitch. That's another thing. Like, I would never have contrasting stitch color on a dressier boot. That would make it more casual boot, lock it into a casual wear use only. But nowadays we're doing all sorts of things. Most of my viewers, if you're this far, you probably are here for boots and more casual wear anyway. I'm more of a formal guy. That's where kind of I got most of my experience with wearing high-end or just like heritage style shoes. So I have a little bit different take, but I really want to hear your take on this, especially those guys who are more casual boot wearers, because we think so much in the formal world about what we're wearing and what styles are appropriate and what styles are not appropriate for nice dress wear. And sometimes it just really doesn't matter. We overthink it a little bit too much. I do have to say, and I'm sorry if this is going to be controversial or cause anyone to be offended, but when you have to wear a formal wear, let's just say a suit, I have been seeing, please don't be offended if you do this. We're all friends here, right? But I've been seeing this trend to wear like barefoot style shoes with a gone sole and a suit. Okay. I mean, we're talking like just a total sneaker with a suit. I mean, not even like an Alameda's dress sneaker or just like a Cole Haan dress sneaker that has that thick, wedge sole type of look. We're talking just a straight up gum sole sneaker with a suit. This offends me to my core. And I'm only kidding. I don't really care that much. Actually, I have a good friend that does that, and it's fine. That's fine. That's what he wants to do. But what do you think of that? I mean, to me, that is just like such a no-go with the suits. But nowadays, I've asked other people just, that aren't in this whole shoe universe, and they don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, some of my friends do. Some of my friends wear only really nice shoes. I have some friends that will only wear shell cordovan cap toes with suits. But then most are like, if it looks okay, if it just looks fine with the suit, why not? So again, I want to know your opinion. If you're here this far, your opinion really matters to me. It's really important to get people to watch this late into a video. So before your comments, say expert leather. Just say expert leather, and then do your comment. And I know that you have watched to this point, and then I will definitely reply to your comment. So put in there expert leather, and then give me your opinion on it. So now I got this all ready to go. I'm going to let this sit for about 5 to 10 minutes. I'll clean up this area a little bit because I have horse hairs all over my countertop. I'll buff it, and then we'll see how it's looking. All right, there you go. I'm buffed it out. So then what I use is a horsehair brush to kind of just get the initial brushing, and then to get a little bit more of a shine, I use a cotton microfiber, and it looks really good. I mean, it's not really coming out that great on camera. I guess I just need a better camera, but it is looking quite a bit more glossy. than it was, and it looks really nice. Let me grab the other one. You should be able to tell the difference there. Just a lot deeper of a black, looks more like a calfskin instead of just a normal waxy chrome excel like leather. So it looks really good. So what I'll do now is I'm going to just put a little bit of shoe polish on the toe. Not going to go for a mirror shine or anything. I'm not really into that, but just to have a little more polish on the toe. And then I'll give you my final thoughts on this Blackbird Luchador boot and on my bottom line on men's style. Well, that was a complete failure. I couldn't get the toe to be any shinier. I'm going to blame it on the leather because that's what every poor craftsman does when they can't get the results they were hoping for. They blame it on the materials and not themselves. And I'm not above that. But all in all, these boots look great. I love this Blackbird bootmaker. I think they're amazing. I think you can get some really high-end stuff, and I want to get that. But look at the difference. I mean, it's night and day. This makes this boot look more expensive, and I'm super happy with it for only 174. Shipping is expensive, 40 bucks to ship. That's one thing to consider, but it looks amazing. Let me know your thoughts. You know what to comment. If you want me to see your comment, and I mean, I see most of the comments anyway. I'm such a small channel at this point, but you do you, the gatekeepers of the men's fashion world. You do you too. Just be kind about it. If you don't like it, you think it needs to be a certain way, you can give your opinion. Just be nice about it. And the ones who don't think it needs to be a certain way, you do you. Just be nice about it, and then we'll all be good. So I am going to be comfortable with rocking these, especially polished like this with a suit. I think they look great. Some people will disagree. That's okay because we're all having fun. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please let me know if you have any questions about these boots or if you want to see me buy another pair. But thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one.